Welcome to the Health Freedom Show, where we show you tips, tricks, and real world strategies on how to get healthy, stay healthy, and live the life you were meant to live. Joining us today is fitness and wellness professional Avi Greene. Avi has been inspiring people for over a decade as a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. With a burning desire to help people to reach their highest potential of whole person health, works as a coach with her clients one on one and in group settings. She also has a local healthy gourmet meal prep service where she creates farm to table food. The emphasis is on farmers market produce, clean proteins, and homemade dressings and sauces. Most recently, she has had her first book published, A Plate of Self Care. Heal your relationship with your body and food today, which can be found on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and hardback editions. The intention of this book is to help women prioritize their health consistently and unapologetically. Welcome to the Health and Freedom Show, Avi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great to be here. It's great to see you, Al.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to do this interview with you because, yeah, we met about 5 or 6 years ago, right, at the JSC Mastermind in Vegas.
Yep, that's right.
Yes. So awesome. Yeah, and I've been able to see your some of your journey, and you're active out there, and you're the message you bring, and like the energy and your consistency, like you're the real deal, so I'm excited to interview you. Let's
Thank
start off
you.
by yeah, for sure. Let's start off with just giving a little bit about your background. Oh, congratulations on the book for sure, right?
Thank you so much. Yeah, very
That's
excited.
that's a super accomplishment just about a week ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I ordered my own copy as well, so that's the book.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so I ordered the Kindle version last night, so and read
Nice.
about a third of it so far, so
Okay.
I just wanted to get familiar with it and stuff. I love that first quote at the beginning.
Mhm.
Was it Crawford or whatever? Like you don't have to set
Oh
yourself on
yeah.
fire to keep
Yeah.
others warm.
Yes. Oh,
Uh,
it's such a good quote. Yeah.
yeah, that is awesome. So uh, yeah, give us a little bit about your background and feel free to, incorporate the book in there because I know it has, your story in there as well.
For sure. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so as far as wellness, getting into wellness and wanting to help others in it, that came about as I started my own journey. I had three children. My youngest was about 2 years old, and I was very unhappy with my body, my health. Um, I had an excess of 51 pounds on me for what I felt like I wanted to weigh. And so I just was fed up and I went joined the gym. And as scary as it was, I signed up to work with a trainer right away. And I asked to be paired with a mother, a fellow mother, because I feel like moms have a very unique challenge because we tend to put everybody else's needs ahead of our own. So I worked with a wonderful trainer, and she was very motivating to me, but she also told me I was inspiring to her. So I was very and driven, to reach my goal. And she said, have you ever thought about being a trainer? And I was like, no. She's like, I feel like you could really help people if you did this. And so she planted the seed. Her name is Kelly, and I started studying, and yeah, I got my certification. And once I reached my goal, my health goal or my weight goal, I actually went and interviewed, joined the gym, started working with people, and kind of the rest is history. I mean, as I worked with my clients, one of the biggest challenges that they faced was nutrition, right? So then I started to study to get my certification for nutrition as well. And I would write clients like meal prep plans, and they still would struggle. That was like the biggest area of struggle that I found. So, one year, one summer, one of my clients invited me to come and meet with her and her husband at their home. And she said, we want you to work with our whole family. They had three teenage boys, live in au pair. So we work together through the summer where we would do weigh-ins, weekly weigh-ins, or do education for the teenage boys about nutritious food. We did pantry clean-outs, which, you know, a lot of people don't realize all of the hidden bad ingredients that are in our kitchens. And as I did that, and I taught the au pair how to cook healthier food, and I was cooking for the I was taking pictures, taking videos, documenting everything and sharing it on Facebook. And people started reaching out and going, I didn't know you did this. Right. So that's how my meal prep business was born. And that was over 6 years ago now.
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, and yeah, yeah, I love like how in the book you like some of the recipes that you have, they how like the one with the pasta and the meatballs, how it has like a little bit of pasta with the zucchini,
Exactly.
noodles, or so you can get a little bit of the pasta taste, the actual taste of that, but there's the
Right.
zucchini noodles with it, like, and how you just integrate that and weave it together, and just make a healthy versions of everyday meals.
Exactly. Because that's the thing. I don't know how you feel about this, Al, but I am a very big, like, I preach diets don't work.
Yeah.
Unless you're competing, you know, in some kind of physique competition or something like that, for the regular person, diets do not work. Nobody wants to eat some boring ass dried chicken breast and broccoli and yams every day, right?
Yeah.
I know I don't. I want to eat delicious comfort food, right? So that recipe is a perfect example of that. Spaghetti and meatballs, people love to eat that food. That's a very heavy meal traditionally. And the way it's described in the recipe in the book, it's lightened it up, cuts the calories down by 2/3. So
Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. And people don't understand that that's possible. To have tasty versions that are healthier, and
right.
and then like I think you had mentioned this before to me, but like how quality matters. And explain a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I talk a lot about nutrient density. And the idea is, and this is kind of a funny topic sometimes, depending on who you're talking to, because there are a lot of people in our industry who preach calories in, calories out, that it's just a
Yeah,
matter of what the calorie count is, right? Or the macro count. And the fact of the matter is, what we eat does matter. And so I use it as an example, the farmer's market produce. I shop at the farmer's market multiple times a week. That produce was just plucked from the ground, possibly that morning or the day before. It is at the highest level of nutrient profile. And so it's dense in nutrition, and it's what our cells expect and want as we eat food. And if you do a side by side comparison to like something from the grocery store, like a tomato that was picked not right, was gassed to produce the red color, and then shipped in cold storage for hundreds, maybe thousands of miles across the country, there's no comparison in flavor or in satisfaction or in nutrient density, right?
yeah, definitely. That's exactly right. I believe in that too myself. When I had the in-person studio in Fullerton, I would take the people because there was a farmers market right across the street from us.
Nice.
I would take our the nighttime sessions and take them over there and introduce them to the farmers, so they can get that relationship going. But
I love it. There's something to be said for shaking the hand of the person who grew that food, and it's one of my favorite things, favorite times of the week when I go to the farmer's market. I'm like, my friends,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I see your pictures and posts and the videos and yeah, you're
Mhm.
always so happy and it's just the vibration you get off of that food, right?
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
It's
And
energy.
yeah, and a lot of people don't understand what you just explained about the horrible process that the supermarket produce goes through, like
Yeah,
picked early and all the things that you explained. That's
right.
awesome. So, and I totally agree with the no diet thing. I think of it more of as an intuitive eating kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I'll say something on that too. I like to talk about emotional eating, which is that everybody has done. And I I say it's not a bad thing, but we can reframe the idea of emotional eating to say, how do I want to feel? And eat based on that, as opposed to how do I feel? I feel sad, so I'm going to eat a whole pint of ice cream, right? As opposed to, I want to feel energized, so I'm going to eat a gorgeous salad, or you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
Um, yeah. And then additionally, like when you're talking about eating it intuitively and just being mindful, like I don't deny myself anything either. If I want ice cream, I will most likely if I'm craving ice cream, I'll go to the ice cream place and I'll get a taster. This is gonna sound silly, but I get satisfied from a very small amount, right? Because it's just the flavor that I wanted to have in my mouth. I'm not trying to make a meal out of cake or ice cream or something like that. That's not nutrition. That's not a meal. I just want the flavor in my mouth. So I'll savor food like that and eat it slow and enjoy it and make it a whole experience. And I'm satisfied with a lot less.
That's awesome. Yeah, and doing that, you're able to satisfy like these like urges or whatever, and you're not on this life sentence of just eating awesome all the time.
Right? Yeah, no, it has to be. Oh, I love food more than anybody I know. So life has to be enjoyed, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so tell me, like, since you're belly to belly in the game, like with clients. So, what do you think the biggest reason that people struggle with weight loss?
Hmm. That's a great question. And I feel like a lot of people have this idea that if I just find the right diet for me, then that's going to answer all the problems. And then people will yo-yo, they'll diet, so they'll try every single one. Maybe this is the right one, right? And whether or not they have success on that diet, the diet was not meant to be a lifestyle. It was meant to be 30 days or maybe 90 days. So what happens after the diet? There's no transition plan. So now I've accomplished the diet, I've lost the 10 pounds or 20, whatever pounds I want to lose. Now what? This is not a sustainable way to eat, right? And it doesn't include life either. Like life happens, we have celebrations. It's the holidays right now, right? We
Mm,
have birthdays, we have girls' night out, dates, whatever. So, and that's, we can't really live while we're on a diet. You know what I mean? Like we're denying ourselves, constantly denying ourselves. And guess what I'm doing? If I'm dieting for 30 days and I've committed to not eat any of the things that I really like for 30 days, the whole time I'm going, when I get off this diet, this is what I'm going to have. I'm going to go right back to how I was eating before. So then now I'm in this downward spiral of, right, yo-yo
yeah,
diet.
yeah, and that destroys your metabolism. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, that's awesome. So in other words, you like to create a lifestyle, like a new lifestyle for people that they step into instead of something that they're on or off of.
100%. Just helping people to understand that it is not a diet that's going to solve the problem. It is the lifestyle actually becoming the person who wants that healthy food, as opposed to, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, or this is what my coach told me to do. No, this is who I am. This is the way I live, is who I am, right?
Yes, definitely. That is awesome. That's amazing. Um, so with people that like are beginning their journey, trying to step into health and fitness. This can be scary for them, especially if they don't have anybody in their
Mhm.
that's healthy.
Right.
Just even stepping through the doors of a gym or something is hard. So, what would
Mhm.
you say the top three things that someone's who beginning their health journey can do?
Okay, that's a great question. And I would say it's really important to not go like massive action. I'm going to change everything about the way I live. You know what I mean? That's too much. And that tends to be what people do. So I think that doing some very simple, actionable things, like, for instance, going for a walk every day. We underestimate some of the simplest things. Going for a 20-minute walk every single day, especially I would say like after dinner, help kind of start digesting that food, would make a huge impact over the course of like a month. Crowding your plate. This is one thing I do with my clients initially is so you don't feel like you're being restricted. Add more to your plate, add more vegetable. So I encourage my people to eat mostly plants. There's a Michael Pollan quote I love uh, from, he's an author, Omnivore's Dilemma, and he says, um, eat food, mostly plants, not too much. Or let's see. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
basically,
it.
it's like, yeah, okay. So like crowd your plate with more vegetables because most people don't eat enough. Walk 20 minutes a day. And then, increasing your water intake can have a very big impact on your scale as well. So drinking at least 100 ounces of water every day, or drinking your weight in water, ounces per pounds, of course, every day will make a big impact as well. Because a lot of people have some digestion issues that they need to kind of clear up. Well, that will help with that.
Right on. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that.
Mhm,
As you bring that up with the digestive issues, what have you
mhm,
seen like from when you first started doing the personal training and wellness to
mhm.
now, like the level of health with
Yeah,
people
yeah,
as before they're
unfortunately.
starting off
Oh, you're saying the level of health of my people
of the clients that
or
will
in
come in,
general?
of your new clients compared to
Oh,
the new
yeah,
clients you had back then, are they?
yeah. So if I understand the question correctly, like you're asking about how the trajectory of their health has been as they work with me. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I encourage people to do as well is to pay attention to everything, not just the scale weight. That's like an extra good side effect, but the way that our health increases, our energy increases, our posture as we strengthen our core, gets better, feeling more energized throughout the day, sleeping better, digestion. One of the first questions I'll ask somebody when I start working with them is, how often do you poop? And they don't like that question at all. They get embarrassed sometimes. I'm like, no, 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 this is all part of it. So we're talking about whole person health, which is an expression I like to use, that it's important. There are so many aspects of our health, not just our scale weight.
That's awesome. That is beautiful. That's the exact way it should be. Like you have some lucky clients, but that way.
Oh, thank you.
So, what do you think about the importance of mindset having success?
Mine's, yeah, I think it's everything. I think, our the biggest impact for our whatever we're doing is going to have to do with our beliefs about ourselves and about the world around us. So really kind of getting down to the bottom of what do I believe about myself? What do I believe I deserve? the idea of making healthy choices because I love myself. So, self-love is a big part of what people need to kind of build up as we go through the work together. And that's where I think I am aligned with, the idea of body positivity being that we're all craving the self or the compassion towards ourselves. And so I think that's one of the first things that we need to really work on, self-compassion.
Yeah. I think you mentioned one time that you can't hate yourself into a healthy body.
I do. I love to say that. And I think that that is what people are doing as they go from diet to diet is that, diets are a punishment model. They are like, I'm mad because I gained this weight. Now I'm going to restrict myself. And, and then I'll get back to the weight I want or whatever. But as naturally as humans, we're wired for pleasure. We're not wired for punishment, restriction, you know. So it just doesn't feel good to go on a diet. But yeah, that's a big part of my teachings is you can't hate yourself into a healthy body.
That is so awesome. So
Thank you.
let's transition into your book a little bit. What inspired you to write it?
So what inspired me to write it is because I really am on a mission to help as many people as possible to live a healthy, vibrant life. And in my own personal journey, I just feel like I've talked to so many people, like hundreds and hundreds of people that I've worked with. And, as we work together, we talk, they tell me their stories. It kind of ends up being like a therapy session sometimes, But what I found is that with so many of us having unique and different stories, we still experience the same struggles or the same feelings. I had a client who struggled a lot with her weight and her food, her relationship with food. And I asked her, what do you feel when you do that? And she said, it feels like a hug and I don't feel supported in my life. And so that's what it feels like. It feels like a supportive hug. And she just broke down. She just had that realization why she was overeating because it was an emotional need that she was feeling. So we all can relate to that. Most of
Yeah,
the people I work with are women. Yeah. And we all have the same feeling, even though our unique experiences can differ.
that's amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
in the book, what can people expect to find in there? You have your story, and is there recipes? Is there?
Yep. There are recipes and there are stories with some of the recipes too. Food,
Uh,
I've been cooking since I was 10, so food is really special to me. And so I have some sentimental stories about the recipes, but it's not per se a cookbook. It has also exercises for people to do mindset exercises and a whole practical layout of starting a new fitness and health journey. And of course it does tell my story too. My health journey is very closely connected to just my own personal growth, like emotional growth as well. And there was a lot I had to sacrifice for my emotional, mental, and physical health. So I feel like I want to inspire people to just be one of the quotes in the book is if standing up for yourself burns a bridge, I have matches, we ride at dawn. Like, I just want people to be set on fire to take better care of themselves.
Yeah, so can you talk about that, expand on it a little bit? Because I think that's super important, how the two different principles, that you mentioned, like how the like you matter, not
Mhm.
like the woman, matters, and not just
Mhm.
like, and not putting herself second place, in family
Yeah,
or whatever else. And then what what kind of person expects as they start stepping away from who they are and into a healthier version, and the 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 fire that could actually erupt with your
yeah.
local circle.
Right. Yeah. And this is something that I definitely experienced. And I also see it happening with some of the women that I work with, where people have an expectation of how you are. They don't want to see you change, especially if the way that you're behaving benefits them. And so, what I mean by that, especially a mother will tend to put everybody else's needs ahead of her own. And she might have fallen into a pattern of self neglect. That's what happened with me. And so when I wanted to start putting myself on the list of important people to care for, I was met with some resistance. My then husband was like, "Why do you need to go to the gym? Why can't you do this at home?" He didn't want um, my friends then. They're not the same friends I have now, but they were like, "Why are you leaving your kids to go to the gym?" Like, there was a lot of resistance I was met with. And for me personally, I was involved in a high control religion, and all of my friends and family were part of that. So breaking um, the kind of, not the rules, but breaking free from that kind of control that was being exerted over me came with a great sacrifice. But for me, and what I say to my clients, this is the fight of your life. Because if you're in a pattern of self neglect and not having put your health as a priority in your life, it's going to be you're fighting against your own tendencies, your own habits that you've made. There's going to be some self belief, some limiting beliefs in there. And there's going to also probably be some possibly family or partner resistance as well. And you got to be determined, you got to be ready for it.
Yeah, it's amazing how people, they could almost turn on you just because you change your diet almost. Yeah, like
It's,
it's amazing, that because
uh-huh,
I went completely plant based, from being a meathead power lifter,
uh-huh,
that didn't even
right.
know what vegetables were, and
Mhm.
like my whole circle changed. They
Oh,
got mad at me.
interesting.
It was
Yeah.
interesting. So I understand completely what you're talking about. And I love what you said,
Mhm.
where you said you put yourself on the list of important people to care for.
That's right.
that, that
Yeah,
that is
because
so awesome.
yeah, a lot of moms are just not even on the list, or they're
Yeah,
at the very bottom. And when we are in that situation, we can make a promise to ourselves, we can make a plan to get healthy or to do better, but then something's going to come up. Somebody else's needs are going to come up. There's laundry piling up. There's just moms of everybody, I feel like, carry the weight of the world. There's so much that we have to do to care for our families. But guess what? If we're not nurturing and caring for ourselves, we don't have that much to pour into others. And we end up actually starting to resent our family because we've been neglecting ourselves, and our soul is just craving to be taken care of, and but we keep putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. So it really benefits the entire family for mom to prioritize her health.
yeah. So yeah, like basically, the better you care for yourself, the better you can care for others.
Exactly.
That's so awesome. That's beautiful, Avi. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate you, sharing, your journey, and congratulations with your new book. And
Thank you so much.
you know, uh, like it's so super awesome to see like what you are doing for people in the world. Like the changing this one person's life.
Mhm.
It is that's amazing in and of itself. But you're changing many people's lives, and even just through your channel, I think just like with your attitude and through the smile that you have and the energy and the persistence that you have with it. Like with staying healthy, with professing the good word and alternative and holistic health. Like it's not faltering. You don't go from one thing to the next to the next to the next. You have
Mhm.
a way of doing things that's correct, and you just keep
Mhm.
on doing it, and people will come to that. You can
I
find
appreciate
Abby
that.
online. Through her social handles are Mama Abby AVI on Facebook and YouTube, at the Fit Method on Instagram, and her website is mamaav.com. It's MAMAAV as in Victor I.com. Okay, so that concludes this episode of the Health Freedom Show. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and remember, knowledge is power and health is wealth. This is Al Renton with the Health Freedom Show. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye, guys.
Bye.